Good morning. It's my second day here in Sarajevo. My plan today is to walk clear across town, see what I can find. I've got a couple places I want to stop off at, so let's get walking, I guess. Now the church bells have stopped, all you can hear is the imam calling out for prayer. I love hearing that. Both things. That juxtaposition. This little guy was the 1984 Olympic mascot. They're still pretty proud of him, I think. I've got no idea what this sculpture means, but it looks a bit like the Chromatica from Estonia. I live here now, in the Chromatica. I kind of want to stand there and just yell into that and see if it comes out of that. That's my thought. That's my thought about this whole situation. So from where I'm stopping to where I'm going today, I'm inadvertently doing a walking across Sarajevo in a day video. That's not really what I'm trying to do, but I am walking from one side of the city to the other, and then I'll be walking back. There's the American embassy over here. It's like a little fortress. There were some very serious looking men with big guns outside the American embassy, right next to a sign that said no filming. So I thought this time I wouldn't do any filming. Where I'm trying to get to is meant to be inside the university somewhere. It's a Sunday, so the university is closed, so I've no idea if I'm meant to be inside the university. Oh, there's people doing stuff. There's some cars and stuff spotted around, so I think we'll be alright. Unless you see a security guard or something who wants to make his wages today. I don't know when the last time I was on a university campus was, but I certainly know that there were no bombed out buildings on it. And I guess, you know, when every building in town needs reconstruction, like every single building, you have to pick and choose what you decide to make and what you decide not to. I think these old barracks got left off the list. But one day it'll be a music department with lots of people learning and playing music. But I don't want to give a false impression of Sarajevo University. The rest of the buildings are lovely, you know. I can't be totally sure, but it looks like everywhere there's a grey patch is where a bullet hole or a shrapnel hole is being plastered over. I mean, the whole facade of this building, this university building, riddled with holes. You wouldn't be able to stand near a window. Gosh. Although I've been walking for about 2 hours now, and I've not seen a single public restroom in Sarajevo, which is becoming an issue, I tell you. Though I suppose in Sarajevo's defence, I have no idea how to say bathroom in Bosnian. So that could also be it. Everywhere you go there's just like this constant reminder of the siege and the genocide that happened here. But then you can just see a city that's normal, getting on with things, putting the past behind them. In fact, if you were to go to the end of this long road I've been walking down for 2.5 hours, you'd find yourself at the airport, just where those mountains are. And that was the only way in and out of the city. The Serbs had control of all the mountains surrounding the whole place, apart from one place, which was where the UN had control of the airport. So the people of Sarajevo built a tunnel, the Tunnel of Hope, in order to get things in and out of the city. But getting to that tunnel and back, that was also going to be a really tricky thing to do. You're just so exposed here. Man, I've been walking a long time. I think we're getting to where I want to get to. Hopefully. I wonder if you can actually get to where I'm trying to get to though. This is an old abandoned apartment block. I don't mind where I step, I think. Slightly worried about running into someone. What this place was a nursing home, and it was a beautifully coloured nursing home that was built just as the war broke out. I'm getting dripped on. I hope that's water. This is one of the nicest and newest buildings around when the war broke out, and people never actually managed to move in. And you'd think a nursing home all done up in beautiful colours is such a nice way to do it. It's a shame that this never got to be used for the people who needed it and wanted it. I guess this whole apartment block was bombed. It's a bit spooky, honestly. Oh, that hurt. Right, let's get out of here before I hurt myself. Just bullet holes everywhere. Tried to think what might have happened in here at some point. McDonald's in Bosnia doesn't exist anymore because of a political scandal. Apparently the guy running the franchises gave a load of money and space to the one political party. But there is a company called Bash, and Bash, let me tell you, looks a lot like a McDonald's. You could blindfold me and tell me that this was a McDonald's burger, I would believe you 1000%. I really like legally distinct McDonald's. It's great. I have to say, big fan of Bash. Definitely McDonald's food. I can't say I've ever seen a Mr. Bean cafe before, but they've got one in Sarajevo, I'll tell you that much. I've got no idea what that mausoleum thing is, but that was another Rose of Sarajevo. Another place where less than 30 years ago a bomb, so an artillery shell or a mortar, was fired from one of the mountains around here and killed some people in the city below. I think they're a really poignant reminder for everyone. Here's another one. They're everywhere. Once you start looking for them, you start noticing them about. Alright. Just one of the love. Off he goes. That cat was just staring up at this tree, wishing a bird would forget how to fly. This might be one of the most poignant statues I've probably ever seen, because if you watch the documentary The Death of Sarajevo, which was made by the BBC, you can see this father calling out to his son. You actually can see the footage of him calling out for his son to come down, because he's been told it's okay, it's not what we think it is. They all knew what was going to happen, but he hoped that he was being told the truth. And days later, him, his son, and at that particular place 8,000 other Bosniaks were slaughtered. They were lined up and shot and put into mass graves. And that isn't 100 years ago, that's not 50 years ago. I don't know how to reconcile that in my mind sometimes. What a beautiful sky. Powder pink and purple. And with all the mountains as well. Gosh, Sarajevo is a good looking city. Man, I've been walking for a long time. About 4.5 hours probably, 5 hours almost, to get to my hotel, to the ruined nursing home, and almost back. It's probably one of my favourite ways to spend a day, honestly, because it makes me feel like I've connected with the city. Just on my way home, and I'm just walking through the copper street in the market, and it's where traditionally people would make copper goods, but now they make copper souvenirs. I'm gonna have to come back here tomorrow to get some souvenirs of my own, get some gifts for a couple of people. So I'd like to do that. Also, Christmas is coming, isn't it? Let's be real. But it's nice. It's walking down here as it's all closing up. It's quiet. It's just a beautiful little street. Well, that's it from Sarajevo. A city that I have to say, in a very short amount of time, I have really fallen in love with. Onwards and upwards.